Hey Glass Gang, thanks for tuning in. This stream will start soon, and with me I have the Orange Cowboy. Say hi, Orange.
Hello.
And today we're going to be reading the patch notes that came out yesterday from Inside the Vault, Adventuring in Appalachia Public Test Server Release Notes.
Alrighty. Pull them up real quick. PTS Patch notes.
I just linked the patch notes that we're going to read from Bethesda's website in the chat if you want to follow along.
Do. How's everyone's day? I guess it's not morning, it's afternoon now. We'll see. We'll see if you have to redo any builds. I'm not so sure yet. I'll have to read through this again. We'll see.
How's everyone doing today?
Truth.
Hey Scarb, Alien, Lone Wolf, GG, Sticks Texas, hello to you. Snow McSnow says, here we go, time again to be forced to redo all of my builds. I don't think it'll be that drastic. But, well, hopefully not. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but we'll see. Let's see what the damage is. Inside the Vault, Adventuring in Appalachia Public Test Server Release Notes. So what we're going to do today is actually, I typically do these when they come out. I just like to read the patch notes to my audience. And today I have a special guest with me, the Orange Cowboy, someone that is my friend that I play games with and specifically Fallout with. And I cover a lot of his builds whenever he does some that I find are interesting and worth covering on the channel. So he's a regular here on the channel. Say hi, Orange. Or Orange?
Oh, sorry. I was muted. Hey, howdy.
I was
me.
like, oh no.
Already messing up.
Cool. All right. Yeah, that's right. It was Orange's birthday yesterday, Scarb. So, a happy belated birthday to you, Orange Cowboy.
Heck yeah. Go me.
Can't wait to see what the new meta will be. I think it's still gonna be Ghoul. I think Ghoul is the way. Welcome, Vault Dwellers. The holiday season is here, and your adventures in Burning Springs are in full swing. We hope you're enjoying the new region along with its deadly armored Deathclaws, and even deadlier Radhogs. Seeing so many of you grab your pistol and cowboy hat to hunt down the largest bounties has also been rewarding. It has actually been a lot of fun. I do like the new content a lot. Speaking of rewarding experiences, let's chat about the content that's hitting the public test server yesterday. We're firing up the test servers to give you access to the major update for Fallout 76. This update provides sweeping changes and improvements to events and public events, touching everything from rewards to making event-specific balancing changes. We will also be making improvements to armor with the goal of making sure that you have more options on how you choose to armor yourself throughout the game and lowering the burden armor weight takes on your stash inventory. Like always, your feedback is critical during this stage, so thank you in advance for sharing your thoughts. You'll find more on all of this and a fair bit more below. So yeah, if you do want to share your thoughts on the PTS, if you have access to Steam, you have access to PTS if you own a copy of Fallout on Steam. So you can download the public test server and check it out and share your thoughts on their Discord. That's where they want to hear from you. I just covered this. How to participate in the PTS. All players who own a copy of Fallout 76 on Steam can participate in our PTS. Please note that progress from the PTS does not carry over to the live game. The Atomic Shop is also disabled during this test period. To install the PTS, open your Steam library and install Fallout 76 public test server. As a general reminder, not all the content you see in the PTS is guaranteed to be released with the update that we're testing. That's right, everything is subject to be changed before it goes live. PTS Locker. The PTS Locker now contains all legendary mods by default. Added a PTS-only special loadout that replaces one of the existing loadouts on the PTS servers. It's called Public Tester, and it starts at level 300. Has 3 copies of all perk cards, lots of currencies, and some special items to help with testing. Special testing items. These are available in the PTS Locker and on the PTS loadout. They're meant to aid in testing. With a character that may not have much progress in the game. Potion of Knowledge unlocks all learnable plans. Potion of Exploration unlocks all map markers. That's so neat. Actually, they should put something like that in the Atomic Shop. During the PTS, all of the unique armors will be in PTS Locker and PTS Loadout. Interesting. Do you want to read the next section, Orange? We're at events. I think you're muted.
Events is a little even confusing for me, but as far as events are, what are they doing? They said they've rebranded the variety of smaller event quests as activities to better represent what we felt they truly are. A quick activity to go do with a couple of friends or on your own. Public events will retain their names or whatever that they have. The activities will now be shown within the featured activity list, so I'm assuming that's like in the Pip-Boy or something like that. When opening, I guess when you open the map. Alongside daily ops, public events, making them much easier to find and join. Okay, that's... I guess that's something you just have to see. Are they just like... I guess that's like probably just a UI change with the world activity when you hit start, when you can pull up like public events, like I actually have gearing up right now. So that is just sitting there. So I guess they're just making that easier, better. We'll see what that turns out to be. Activities have been given their own unique icon. Okay, so instead of just being like that yellow, they'll have like a different icon. Okay. Guess you'll be able to tell them apart easier. We have adjusted the min-max levels of enemies that spawn during all activities to provide more of a challenge for higher level players while still staying balanced for lower. We'll see about that.
Yeah, that remains to be tested.
Yeah. How to start an activity. Activities will now operate on a time-based rotation, which means several activities such as collision course can no longer be started by approaching the area it takes place in. There are some exceptions to this rule, which we'll detail below. Okay. I'm not sure. So it's just gonna rotate similar to how just like events as we know them rotate. Okay, interesting. How does this work? Approximately every 10 minutes, and depending on available activities being completed, players can expect a new activity to become available, chosen randomly. Activities will not repeat until all have been completed. Oh, interesting. Enclave activities, which previously required players to progress through the main quest to participate in, are now available to all players through this new system. Oh, so you no longer have to do any of that. Any of the story stuff to unlock Enclave. You could just jump right in. Sounds nice. And I guess they have a little flavor text here. Worry not, members, as you can expect to receive additional rewards for your commitment. Okay, so whatever that means, but Bethesda loves to put the little flavor text they in here sometimes. Powering up will still need to be activated by approaching any of the 3 broken down power plants, which become available on a fresh server or 8 hours after the last repair was completed. Alright. Riding shotgun will also be excluded from the time-based rotation pool. You can repeat this activity every 20 minutes upon speaking to Vinny. Alright. They've updated. Oh, along with updating the pools, activities will now reward 75 caps, chance at a legendary item, 1 regional item, schematic, or mod. I'm not familiar what regional items are. I don't know if that's like referring to like apparel or anything like that. I'm not sure what this levels of that's gonna mean. Chance to receive a 1 to 2 legendary modules and experience based on player level. Okay, so well they're making it based on player level for that. Okay. Public events will now reward 150 caps, 2 legendary items, 3 to 5 legendary modules, 3 treasury notes, 1 to 3 improved bait, if you have the main quest is complete for fishing. 1 you mine it map. Oh, so like the Cranberry Bog threes or whatever. I think that's what that's referring to. Then experience based on player level as well, and then you get a variety of player titles. Oh, a variety of player titles have been added for public events, and a variety of camp titles have been added for activities. Okay, so just more camp titles, I guess, when you go to.
Yeah, I saw that someone posted it in the Discord that you can actually put a camp title on your camp. I think this is to make a name, an official name for your camp. I think players can see it too.
Okay.
I hope they can.
Interesting. I was like, camp title, what? Have me double check. Rotating
They're going
through.
all in on titles.
They really are. They really are. Uninvited guests. Upon completion of certain public events, there will be a chance for a special creature to spawn that has some added difficulty. It will drop additional rewards for players to enjoy. One of them will be much more challenging, 4-star, and has some big feet. Who's got big feet?
Apparently, someone. Bigfoot, maybe?
It's, someone's busting out the grippers right here in the wasteland.
Oh my god.
And then for the PTS, we'll be rotating through these specific events every 20 minutes, and this one chance these encounters will be guaranteed. Okay, so then for uninvited guests, if it pops up on PTS, you'll get to see guarantee what the monster is with the grippers.
Yeah.
World loot updates. What do we got here? Oh, the world loot containers. Okay, the contents of lock boxes found throughout the world have their loot improved. I'm so glad you just said improved. That was all the specifics I needed for this. Chance to receive legendary item, depending on lock difficulty. Okay.
Wow, that's huge! Are you kidding me? That's awesome. That makes picking locks and looting a lot more.
Ammo crates will provide players with contextual ammo. This is long overdue.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, wait, what? You mine it maps will now have improved loot, depending on the level of the map used to activate the Lucky Strike quest. Okay, alright. If the player's quest active. Alright, uh-oh. The balancing pass on activities in public events. Okay, so you got Jailbreak, you got Dogwood. I don't think I've ever seen someone do Jailbreak in like years. I think that event pops up and everyone ignores it. They got some known issues here. On some rare occasions, we still have seen hordes start up and are currently investigating this behavior. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think they supposed to remove this, but it's still around. Always vigilant. The additional legendary enemies can spawn. Overall timer has been reduced to 3 minutes. Roverbot's health has been decreased. I don't even know Always Vigilant. I probably have done that maybe 2 times the entire time I've played Fallout.
Yeah, there's a lot of these events that don't get played anymore. Like, I never see people doing Back on the Beat. It is so rare.
Yeah,
I
these
actually
are
do
all-
that one. I go to it all the time because you get a chance to get the fireman responder helmet
Oh, that's
or
right,
outfit
yeah.
drop. So that's why I go. But, like, yeah. No, I'm always
Battle-
alone.
Yeah, I was like BattleBot. That's another one that I'm like, don't really do. It looks like I guess they're just adding like legendaries to these encounters, so like to try and encourage people to get a little bit more loot. Beast of Burden, they've added additional legendary enemies, and the Ugwa is now always a 3-star legendary enemy. And its overall strength is increased, so it's just gonna hit harder. Bots on Parade. Okay.
Additional
I don't-
legendary enemies can spawn. Amount of time required for the repair sequence has been reduced. That's another one I don't do.
A lot of these. I feel like I'm just like Breach and Clear. I've heard of this one. I don't really do that one.
The locked
they're-
Hornride boxes now have a chance to drop a legendary item, and a U-Minute map allowed time to start activity has been reduced from 60 minutes to 5 minutes. You had 60 minutes to start Breach and Clear? That's crazy. What happened there? I think that was meant to be 60 seconds or something. I don't know. They reduced the collection timer from 45 seconds to 30 seconds.
So that's bizarre.
They really
but-
wanted people to play it. That event gave you a whole hour to start it.
Yep. And you got Campfire Tales. Looks like you're gonna be able to get Tadpole badges. And all the scout badges. It looks like for doing that event. So that's a way for you to get that stuff, to get that currency in the game.
New meta.
Increase the strength of the Flatwoods monster. Well, we'll see about that. Then that seems like I don't even know what census violence is. I don't know if I've ever done this one.
I don't think I've ever played this one. Maybe if I did, I just don't remember it. Additional legendary enemies can spawn. The census tacker can no longer be crippled by enemies. Increase the census tacker's movement speed and health. Reduce the length of the activity from 5 minutes to 4 minutes. Nerfed it by a minute. It's a 4-minute activity. If you think people weren't playing it before, it takes like 5 minutes to even like decide if I'm going to an event most of the time.
Collision course. It seems like they're gonna be adding like just more legendary enemies in general to like all these events, and then they're like shortening the activity. That seems to be the trend. Like shorten the activity, adding legendary enemies.
Interesting choice to shorten the activity. I wonder why they did that.
Not sure. I mean, it might encourage people, like if it's less time but you get more loot, maybe it may encourage
suppose,
some
yeah.
players to do it.
Additional legendaries can spawn balance adjustments for the enemies at dangerous pastimes. That's one that I feel people don't play much anymore either, but when it came out, people played it a lot.
I always despise it when they do this, when they just say balance adjustments made for the enemies.
Yeah, it's too
Okay.
vague.
I can't extract any information from that. I don't know what that means.
Useless information, yeah, for real. You might as well, yeah. Like I got clickbaited, Bethesda.
Yeah. So it's like, dude, maybe give me a little specifics of what you mean there, or maybe if you want to be funny about it, put flavor text like you did, earlier on when we were reading this.
Right? They're known for that.
Death blossoms reduce the overall duration and wait times. I don't really remember this event, so I don't know what that means. Increase the health of the corpse flowers. Why, yes.
I don't remember this event at all either. Is this
Mole
even in
rats
the
have
game?
yeah, that's news to me.
Death
Seems like
blossoms.
they've made it. Mole rats have been replaced by cultists. They've evolved to Homo sapiens now.
Oh, what the heck?
Health bars have been added to display status of each flower. All right.
Does
What
anyone play this event? Let us know in
any
the
of that
chat.
mean?
We don't leave the raids, so like we just don't really know if this has been added to the game already. We're trying to figure that out because I don't remember this event at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't leave
this is
Ohio
interesting.
now. Or the ash heap. It's like the two only areas I'm in. You'll find me.
Oh man, the meme of an event right here. Distinguished guests. So of course, adding more legendary enemies. The place settings and centerpieces now have the following VFX, so like the sound effects or whatever, making them easier. Well, visual effects, making them easier to spot, I guess.
Someone says that's a super old event. I genuinely don't remember it. That's so weird. Where does it occur? Like, where does it happen? In what part of the map? Do you know? Is it like in the Savage Divide or something? Death Blossoms gives me the idea that it's similar to, and the description of it anyways, similar to that new one that we got. Where you get Big Susan from
Oh, Big Bloom.
Big Bloom. It reminds me of that, but it's clearly not that. Always in the forest. I'll have to look out for it.
So you got the wait staff have been adjusted for like targets. We've noticed that players are being counted as undesirables for this event and are investigating a fix. Yeah, to be fair, Bethesda, that you could probably keep that. That's just funny. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, that is funny actually. The players are being counted as undesirables. I think I've had that happen to me, where the robots start like saying things to you and chasing you around.
Yeah, that's just funny. Distinguished guests may not spawn enough legendary enemies. Oh, okay. So, known issues that they have there. Dropped connection, more enemies, new rewards. Oh, new rewards can appear in the final cache. Okay.
From Drop Connection. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I used to do that one a lot.
That I know.
Every
nice.
time it spawned, I would do it to try to get an Enclave Flamer or something.
Right. I was like, it's an event that I know.
Yeah.
Eviction notice, and I'm sure this is just a nerf, right? Reduced. The only one where I see reduce the amount of legendary enemies. This historically has been one of the more lucrative events for obtaining legendary items, and we feel improvements made across other public events, activities, and world will more than balance this out. We'll see about that. All right, we'll see about that.
We
Mr.
feel
Dev.
you're having too much fun, so we've reduced the amount of fun. Good luck.
Yes, we'll see about that, Mr. Dev. You think I'm gonna be okay with this? You better hope those other adjustments are just so good. In all seriousness, no, I don't really go out of my way for eviction notice. Really, that's not really the farm that I do. I know for like other players, it's something that they definitely use to try and like learn a lot of legendary effects because ton of legendary gear will drop. But I have to be honest, doesn't really affect me that much. But I can see how like the majority of the community may not like that. Yeah, quest markers added to the meat bags. Oh boy, finally, people will be able to know where they all are at.
Wow. That's amazing.
And then, of course, the staple balance adjustments for the enemies, whatever that means. The old faithful right there. Got Feed the
Um,
People, just adding more legendary enemies.
yeah, I worry when they say just balance adjustments for enemies. Like, are they gonna one shot us like the ultra genetic mole miner? Like,
Hey,
please.
that's not gonna one-shot us anymore.
Yeah, apparently we need to get to that.
Then you got Feed the People, more legendaries. Farmhand, they have guaranteed. Supervisors are now all guaranteed legendary enemies. Some more there. Increase the strength of the Vertibot. Sure. Free range, more enemies.
I mean, I do
The
like the
Braum.
pattern of seeing there's a lot more legendary spawns at all these events. So
Yep.
it is a good way to get people to play more than just eviction notice when it pops up, I think.
The Brahmin will not attack. That'd be great. Because it does tend to get itself killed. The Sheep Squatch will not always be legendary. Here's the thing. I've always had it spawn legendary. I didn't know it could spawn not legendary for free range, but apparently it could. You got more legendary enemies for Heart of the Swamp, and then adjust the difficulty for the Grafted Monster. Once again, we got another vague adjustment there. I don't know what that means. Irrational Fear. I don't even know what this one is. Additional legendary spawns, and then quest trackers have been added to the enemies. Okay. It's a trap. Scorch Beast will always spawn as a legendary enemy. Alright, and then the speaker intercom for the initial interaction does not have the proper effect on it, making it sound too clean. We will be looking to correct this. The sound is actually too good for our game, so I get it though. It's supposed to sound like it's coming from an intercom, so I get it. Got Leader of the Pack no longer triggers a horde upon completion. Instead, a new objective to hunt the Alpha Wolf has been added to this activity after defeating the pack leaders. Alright. Line in the Sand. Adjust spawn timers, allowing enemies to spawn more often. Thank you. This event feels like it always takes forever. Oh no, oh my. This next one. Enemies should no longer spawn outside of the event radius. Thank you so much.
That's
So
a big one for Line in the Sand. Always
you
having the
always had to
scorch
go
spawn
out
out there.
hunting for them.
Yeah.
Always. And then pathing has been improved. Okay, so Line in the Sand sounds like it's just going to be just way more tolerable to just play. So that's going to be great. Manhunt Graphic Dam has been adjusted to make this feel more like infiltration. Oh, the event infiltration. Okay, I got you. Mad Dog's Malone's health and damage have been increased. Urky Dokie, and then his guards are going to be legendary. Nice. Monster Mash. All these events that I'm like, I don't like. I know what Monster Mash is. I don't ever play this event anymore. But additional legendary enemies. They adjusted the rewards in the candy machine. Fix an issue causing the Monster Mask appearance to be stuck on a character. Okay.
Oh, that's how they were taking the mask out of the event. People were keeping the monster mash. It's like a Fashnat looking mask,
Yeah.
and they were keeping it from the event by doing a specific like exploit. So I'm pretty sure that's what they fixed.
Ghouls have been replaced with floaters. So no more ghouls at Moonshine Jamboree. Floaters.
Oh wow, floaters! That's huge.
So they're changing that. You got
No more
Most
ghouls?
Wanted.
Ghouls were OP.
The ghouls were too good. So we got you some floaters. Reduce the number of buckaroos needed to 500. I forget how many buckaroos it needed the first time before this adjustment. It's been a minute. If defeated, the golden varmint will now provide 500 caps and a random legendary item. Oh, okay. That's not too bad, actually. Nice little bonus to hit them, because they also give you a ton of buckaroos too, but it'll be a nice little payout for you. Nuka point payout is going to be 7,500. And if I remember correctly, I think they're going to be doing all of the Nuka World events. They're going to have a bigger payout of 7,500 for like the points that you use in like the kiosk to like purchase events to purchase plans from the machine. I think there's other things you can purchase too. But primarily the plans is what I remember it being used for. Then of course additional legendary enemies. Got one Violent Knight, more legendary enemies, and they increase the strength of the Night Stalker, so just probably a little more health and a little more damage. Path of Enlightenment, more legendary enemies. Cultists have been added to the attack waves. Okay, so you're not just gonna have toads, you're actually gonna have cultists. Reduce the required amount of bioluminescence from 50 to 30. They're just making these events like overall just shorter. So like
Shorter, easier, and more legendaries.
yeah, that seems to be the trend that they're going for. Patrol duty. I don't even know what this one is.
That's
But more
good because
enemies.
with all the new players that are most likely going to start playing the game with the season 2 of Fallout, that's going to be good. Good for them.
You got patrol duty. More enemies are now present during the defense stage. The penitentiary guard can no longer be crippled by enemies. Increase the penitentiary's guard's movement speed and health. I don't even know this. Event patrol. I know Project Beanstalk. I don't know. I don't know patrol duty. Reduce the overall duration. Reduce of. Are you talking like of the event of the activity? You reduce the overall duration of it. All right. Increase the movement speed of the Pharmabot JD7E. Okay. That just shorter. Project Paradise. I know this one. Enemy waves have been adjusted for variety. Okay, so just diverse enemies coming in. Okay. Adjusted the level modifier of the ambient creatures in the Arctos Pharma. Reduced the required amount of collectibles in each habitat to level the friendly creatures. Okay, so they're just making that easier and more tolerable. Riding shotgun, more loot has been added along the path of this event. Brahmin health has been balanced. Safe and sound, increase the strength of the Blue Devil, so I guess they just wanted to make that a tiny bit harder. Spin the wheel, more legendary enemies, increase the health of the statues. Increase the health of the statues, that's interesting. They just probably do that adjustment just because there's more legendary enemies. Maybe they felt like that was necessary. And they made it where the button timer has adjusted from 30 to 45. So if you ever had that event time out on you, like between each wave or whatever, so hopefully that doesn't happen as often with the extra 15 seconds, then the payout increases 7,500. Surface to air, you repairing the turret now only costs 1 steel, 1 gear, 1 oil, and 1 circuitry. Reduce the overall time to 3 minutes and increase the amount of enemies. It's pretty much the trend here. Additional legendary enemies for tea time. Reduce the overall time. Test your metal. The iBot will being defeated will now provide 500 caps and a random legendary item. Okay, so just more loot there. Reduce the start timer of the event to 5 minutes. Gotcha. And then reduce the overall time of the event. Tunnel of Love, more legendary enemies, increase the Nuka points 7,500. Uranium Fever, mole rats have been added to the enemy waves. That's such a weird add to me though. Mole rats, just all right, you put them there, and then reduce the health of the extractors. Reduce the health of the extractors. That might be really annoying though with the mole rats popping up and then just hitting the extractors, and yeah, that might be an annoying event now.
Sounds like it. They already break pretty quick.
So yeah, then you have mole rats that pop out of the ground, might sneak by you. Pip-Boy changes. I don't know if it's worth covering this because it seems like there's it just seems like a UI, smoother navigation.
I'll cover this here. Pip-Boy performance updates. Substantial Pip-Boy improvements are coming along with this update too. Smoother navigation, improved responsiveness, and more quality of life improvements should make navigating your Pip-Boy a better experience. Performance upgrades. Smoother navigation. Menus load up to 52% faster. 16 times the detail. And inventory actions are 70% quicker. Wow. Memory efficiency. Up to 88% less memory usage, reducing lag and improving overall responsiveness. We're getting a Pip-Boy Mark pimped out is what we're getting. We're getting a tricked out, overhauled, performance upgraded, hot rodded, fast and furious Pip-Boy by the sounds of it. 88% less memory usage, 70% quicker, and 52% faster. Bold claims. UI and quality of life improvements. Clearer tabs. Perks now have their own tab, separate from effects, for easier management. Recipe book. Find recipes and plans faster with the new recipe book in the Notes tab. Scrollable text boxes. No more shrinking text. Large text boxes are able to be scrolled. Dedicated lead tabs. Organize quest-related info more clearly and separate from tab for leads. Okay, what's a dedicated lead?
It's a good question. Not 100%. I don't know what that is.
What are they talking about? Does anyone know what do they mean by for leads? Is that a new thing? New language? We'll find out. Known issues, Pip-Boy specific. Lock button hint. Moves to the left side of the bar after opening and closing inspect. Okay, I think this is probably bugs that are in the PTS or current bugs.
Yeah, this is like the current. Would be like currently in the PTS that they know.
Map navigation is unavailable when opened while the Pip-Boy is active. Item stacks cannot be separated when attempting to drop them in the Pip-Boy. Placeholder names appear for some item parameters and may differ from the old Pip-Boy. Armor values on the Vault Boy always display 0 on armor and apparel pages. Holotape stop prompt is missing while playing a holotape. Resistance stats in the footnote may show incorrect values or disappear after changing armor pieces. View button behavior. Pip-Boy switches views when pressing the old view button. Quest toggles. Leads and misc items or misc quests cannot be toggled active or inactive. There's that word again, leads. LEADS.
Yeah, I don't know what it means in this context.
Yeah, me neither. So show a map shortcut for leads and misc quests do not transfer to the map screen. Auto scroll in the armor tab cannot be turned off. Move camp button shows various non-Xbox icons in the Pip-Boy menu. Debug text repeatable D01A _ wasteland or wasted appears under completed quests. Divider missing between done and to-do quests in the daily subtab. High exposure. Quest note items display high exposure when inspected. Hidden objectives. New Pip-Boy menu displays the quest objectives that were hidden in the old menu. That's what's going on with the Pip-Boy in the PTS, so they're aware of that. Hopefully it's all fixed before the next update. Someone said in the chat, maybe leads mean like hints of missions and stuff, like from notes and such. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, like a lead, like if you were a detective type of thing. Like you have a lead on what to do next in your quest. It's probably new terminology that they're bringing in. They'll probably, hopefully, talk about it later. I don't know. Season visibility improvements. Season flag notification. A new blue exclamation mark flag appears to alert players about new season content they can unlock. Disappears once the player enters the season menu. Will reappear when new items are available. Score widget enhancements. Updates to the score widget to the top corner of the screen now includes ticket balance, score progression, and a button directly accessing the season's menu. Includes reward image previews on unclaimed rewards. Direct navigation and UI updates, dedicated button mappings, V on keyboard, menu button on PlayStation and Xbox for quick access to seasons. Updated flyouts for significant events, challenge completed, ranking up, and unlocking new page. Added ticket balance display to the paper map for better awareness. So like how many tickets you have for your season will also display on the map, similar to how you see your atoms when you open the map. Reward visibility improvements, rotating rewards, previews integrated into the widget. Flyouts now highlight new page unlocks and major milestones without overwhelming players. Vanity lights for photo mode. Vanity light is an additional quality of life feature to photo mode for lighting the player character. Selecting lighting styles and change their intensity in the player tab. This will enhance your images and allow picture taking to be easier and easily done in nighttime hours or in interiors. Steps to access vanity lights. Open photo mode. Select the player tab. Choose 5 light templates. Adjust the intensity slider for each. Take your picture. Next, we have armor update. Do you want to cover this?
The armor, there's a lot in the armor. Let's see.
We can cover it together.
Yeah, there's a ton going on. They want to kick things off. All armor's gonna now weigh 50% less, so hey,
That's
I get more carry weight.
That's a big deal.
They want storing items in the stash to be an ideal place to keep spare items. This may be applied to weapons and other types of items in the future. That would be fantastic if they didn't waste so much. I totally approve of them doing that. As you read through the rest of the changes below, please keep in mind our goals with this update. Provide a wider range of viable armor choices based on your build and what you're fighting. Add more flexibility with how you decide to modify your armor to cover your needs, and allow for more synergistic balance adjustments and better difficulty tuning for all present and future content. Alright, I'll see if you live up to that, Bethesda. And you can find all the changes in the armor-related mods listed below. We have changed the equation used for calculating damage reduction to put more emphasis on armor rating. Damage you take is now reduced first by your armor and then by your special damage reducing effects. So what that's saying is when you open your Pip-Boy and you look at how much damage resistance you have. So I go to armor, my current armor with my union set says 817. So how it was before is that would be applied after something like Overeaters or Lucid was applied. That's your special damage reducing effect. That's now going to be after. So having higher DR is going to lead to probably I think I'd have to crunch some numbers, but it could be that having higher DR might be more value now than or having a bit of a mix, a bit of both. Just I'll see through some math where like I'm basically just gonna make an X and Y graph and I'll figure out where like the peak efficiency is, and I'll see where the two lines intersect. But yeah, that's essentially what they're doing. Is they're just gonna flip the equation the other way so that your damage resistance number on your armor is just way more impactful. So we'll see what that shakes out to be for the rest of the game. A side effect of this change is that your armors will no longer break faster when you have special damage reducing effects. So there's a plus for us there. All special damage reducing effects from different sources, such as B troubleshooters 15% damage from robots, now multiply together rather than add. If you're a little confused on this, literally what's happening is instead of when you look at, we'll use Overeaters as an example. If you look at like Overeaters, it'll say it gives you 6%. And if you have 5 pieces with that, you're going to have 30%. Yeah, 30%. 30% special, as they're labeling it here, special damage reducing effect. But now how it's actually going to work is your first one will give you 6%. Your following one is going to give you what's 6% of what's left. So instead of 6% of 100, you're going to get 6% of 94. And then as that keeps going, so on and so forth. So it's going to have what you would call like a diminishing return. So what that translates to is nerf. Any effects that do that are going to be nerfed. So it's going to be curious to see what the balance is going to be for us going forward with that. Armors have okay. Armors now have more elemental resistance options. They kept it vague, but we'll see what that means. Braced armor mods have been redesigned to give 5% block damage reduction. That's just like a mechanic I don't really use, but maybe with some of these changes that they have in here, we'll maybe be more like inclined to do that. All Under Armour now share a new mod slot that controls which special stat bonus is gained. The existing lining mods no longer grant any special stat bonuses and instead just grant more resistances. Alright, so here's your Under Armour mods. You got the standard, 2 Charisma, 2 Endurance, 2 Agility. It's just unlocked by default, so that's just adding a decent amount of points to your overall special. Then you got Vault Style, which is 2 Endurance, 5 Intelligence, 3 Luck, and then it's unlocked by Gold Bullion at the vendor at Foundation. Got Raider Style, 2 Perception, 3 Agility, 5 Luck. That's going to be unlocked from Moonshine Jamboree. I will say, getting plus 5 Luck on some Under Armour, that's super nice. So I'm liking that, as well as I'm sure people will love the 5 Intelligence. Then you got Secret Service, 3 Strength, 3 Perception, 4 Endurance. That's going to be from Vault 79 with that vendor. 4 Endurance, I'm not sure if people would gravitate towards that. I feel like this 4 Strength one's probably going to be really nice here, Marine style. Unlocked from the Atlantic City quest, the most sensational game, and mutated party packs is where I would. So 2 different drop sources for that. But it comes with 4 Strength,
Yeah,
3
that's
Endurance,
nice.
3
I like the
Agility.
stats on that one.
Yeah, that 4 Strength. That could be really nice, obviously carry weight, but also I'm sure it seems like with the blocking and stuff like that, that's more for melee. So maybe we're gonna see some armors that help melee out here as we scroll down. Got Enclave style. This gives you 4 Perception, 2 Intelligence, 4 Agility. Enclave unlocked from Enclave events. I'm not super hyped about that one, but we'll see later here. Casual style, 5 Charisma, 3 Intelligence, 2 Luck. Unlocked from Nuke Boss events. So I guess any Nuke Boss can drop that one. Brotherhood of Steel gives you 4 Strength, 3 Endurance, and 3 Intelligence, and that's just test your metal, lie in the sand. Either one of those can drop it. You got Civil Engineering, which is 3 Strength, 3 Perception, and 4 Charisma, and that's from the Flooded City quest. The Human Condition. Default legendary mods and unique. So I guess armor is going to get default effects. You got Trail Warden, metal armor. Default legendary mods are hunters, perception, and through hikers. Unique effect is 50% throwing weapon damage. Now available from the load barring terminal. So this must be like a named armor set, essentially. Is this what that means?
Looks
And you
like
got
it, yeah. There's a
Stand
lot of
Fast,
changes for armor.
which is like combat armor. It comes with Chameleon, Hardy, and Sentinels. And then its unique effect is armor increases up to plus 50 as speed increases. So the faster your movement speed, the more resistances it gives you, I guess. We got Silver Lining, life saving, endurance, and then belted unique effect reflect 10% of damage. So just straight up reflects damage. Now, these are unique, so I don't know if they can be modified, but that would be a cool stat bonus that if we could use that elsewhere, but we'll see. Last Bastion, Urban Scout Armor, you got bolstering, luck, and durability. Unique effect, accuracy increases up to 35% as health decreases. I'm not so sure if we really need anything to increase accuracy. You got Brotherhood Recon Armor. Zealots, Agility, and Reflex. Its unique effect gain 50% evade chance as damage reduction. Okay. So anything evade chance you can just get damage reduction for it instead. And you can no longer invade. Well, that's kind of poopy. You can't evade, but increases your. That's kind of. Actually, would do both. Secret Service. We got Assassins, Elementalists, and Adamantium on that one. Unique effect. This armor weighs twice as much and provides 35% more protection. Okay, that comes from the Storm Goliath nuke boss. Roadkill. It's got Overeaters, Glutton, and Pack Rats. Eat an animal corpse to restore health, and that drops from 8 week. Got Rage. It has auto stim on it. It's got painkiller on it, and it's got burning on it. Unique effect: you deal 1% damage when you when hit, and take 1% damage up to 100%. I get what they were going for this one. I'm not so sure if it'll work out, but we'll see. Power armor. Let's see what they did here. Significantly reduce the weight of all power armor and the base weight of the power armor chassis. Thank you so much. Give me more carry weight, please. A deployed power armor chassis no longer removes its weight as if you dropped it. Okay, I guess more just to keep things consistent, I suppose. This change was made to help indicate the item is still in your inventory and have not dropped it. Okay, I guess. Whatever you need to do, I guess. Power armor chassis weight is now derived from its contents. Okay, so the chassis itself is going to be super light, but it's always going to have the weight of the armor on it, so I get that. Equipped power armor now retains 100% of its weight. Equipped power armor that is broken no longer has reduced weight. Interesting. So this is kind of like keeping it consistent. That's just a dev note justifying it. Radiation. Nuke zones will deal more radiation damage to those in power armor if they are not fully suited up. Full set of power armor and using Red X. We don't have to worry about this if you're a ghoul. You want to make the nuke zones more powerful, go for it. The damage is not immediate, and you should still expect to have time to react if you're suddenly caught in a nuke zone while in your power armor. Rebalanced radiation damage from the environment. Generally, damage the damage you take. You want to get in the swing at that sentence there, Bethesda? The damage you take from environmental sources is now lower. Okay. It is now easier to leverage
Balance.
Mods on regular armor alongside items like Rad-X to reduce incoming radiation damage. The power armor plus hazmat suit option is still the best option to survive intense amounts of radiation. Hazmat suits now have a basic spread of resistance rather than just radiation resistance. So here is some legendary mod changes. I'm sure that's all going to pertain to armor. So mutants changed from 10 DR and damage resistance, energy resistance per mutation to be 5% damage reduction when you have more than 3 mutations. So this is just like a super generic damage reduction. So this would actually make mutants like pretty strong. But if you got like Overeaters or Lucid, obviously those options are just a little better. So then we got bolstering. Got changed to up to 10% damage reduction when HP is lower. Okay, so you're just going to get a percentage increase off your base damage reduction, so that could help. We'll see. Vanguards is the same way. 10% damage based on how full your HP is. Ooh, Overeaters. Overeaters is actually nerfed. What? Lower the damage
Straight
reduction
nerf.
from 6 to 4. That means mutants.
Oh no.
Mutants is about to be stronger than Overeaters from that perspective.
New meta detected.
Yeah, Overeaters just got nerfed. Interesting. I wonder if I scroll here if Lucid's somewhere on here, but if it's not, then I guess ghouls get.
It's the end of an era.
Overeaters getting hit there. Aristocrats changed to be the same similar thing, but it's 10% damage reflection based on caps. That's interesting.
Oh.
This is an interesting effect.
This is cool.
Just keep in mind though, it's reflection, not deflection. It means that you're still taking the damage, so kind
Right.
of like the mod reflective. Uh, but this is interesting. There might be some really fun applications with this for aristocrats, so definitely cool. Elementalist, this is one of the newer mods that literally just came out. Increased from 5 to all res to 25 to all resistances. That's actually that's actually so good. Because when it says all resistances, it's gonna be poison, cryo, fire is what it means. It's gonna be all of those. So if you had this on like a couple armor pieces and then you had ironclad, ironclad would then also amplify all of those effects as well. So that's actually like a really cool change in a way for you to get all resistances on armor very easily. And you can get it like really high too. And then they're also increasing fireproof, hazmat, and poisoner mods. So instead of just giving us like 25 of that value, it's going to be 50, which those effects do need that. So this will be awesome. This kind of makes it easier for armor to get like enough poison resistance for some content in the game,
That's
such as the
good. That's
snake.
there. Yeah, that's really good to see.
So it'll be like a way, because like there'll be a way if you did like all resistances. I'm not saying you would do every piece. But let's say you did every single piece of your armor with a 25 all resistance from Elementalist. Then you would have 125. Ironclad would boost that to over 150, and then you would have like legendary card equivalent value from your armor effect, which is really nice, and that's probably going to make these more usable. We'll see how it shakes up with different calculations, but I'm foreseeing that being actually a decent setup. Then they redesigned Defenders, got redesigned to 40% chance to automatically block attacks. Interesting. But blocking attacks no longer completely nullifies the damage. It only uh, does like some, and it looks like they have like effects and perks that are probably gonna uh, tie into this effect a little bit more. And then a 5% chance to automatically block attacks for weapons. Okay, so for armor, 40%, for weapons, 5%. Gotcha. All right. No, my bad. Weapons 40, armor 5. Gotcha. I flip flopped it, but yeah, just to help you block attacks. Then we got Cavaliers weapon mod renamed to blockers, so it's no longer okay. All right, so it's got a totally different effect. Gotcha. Damage reduction from this effect explicitly applies to block damage now. Okay, so Cav only going to be applied to blocking instead of I believe it was sprinting or something like that. Right? Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was before. Reposting this effect now specifically reflects block damage. It also works with the new auto block effect. Okay, so there might be like an emerging playstyle here to like blocking damage to damage things. So we'll see how that turns out and if it's an effective tactic. Then you got lightweight is now available to armor and power armor. Reduces the item's weight by 50%. Weightless renamed to heavyweight. This mod now grants up to 10% damage reduction the closer to 100% carry weight you are. That's funny. Um, that will be interesting if that ever gets used, because like hardly anybody plays that close to your max carry weight on purpose. But it could be something. Perks, legendary perks no longer require perk coins to unequip. Thank God. Finally, this thing that there's no point in it doing that. For like players being able to experiment early, this is so nice for them. Remove the sturdy frame perk. Removed the sturdy frame perk. I don't know what the sturdy frame perk is. Do you know the sturdy frame perk?
I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Alright, as I don't know that off the top of my head. Remove the portable power perk. Oh, sturdy frame. Those must be the armor weight reduction perks in the game.
Oh, that
Okay.
makes sense for like body armor.
Yeah, so they're just removing those. Gotcha. And will be granted perk points for any of the removed perks or whatever. Okay. Alright. Blocker now reduces damage from blocked attacks. So blocker is no longer going to reduce melee damage. It's going to reduce damage that you actually block. So looks like they're really hammering home that playstyle. We'll see how that turns out. Fireproof is renamed to Hardy, like the perk. They removed fire damage reduction from it completely, so it's only going to reduce explosive damage. And then, yeah, so that's it. So it's just going to reduce damage from explosions. So not a ton of perk adjustments there. All this armor is going to be interesting how it like shakes out if it changes anything. But just to kind of like capture what's happening. So this is just like an overall nerf to PA. So the reason why is because every single piece of PA gives you 7% less incoming damage. Now that is a special damage effect, meaning all this like special damage effects we were stacking up in power armor, whether it was overeaters, whether it was lucid, we were stacking all of that up to get, to be as tanky as possible. The game seems like it might shift away from that direction, which is fine because PA has a whole other armor set that we might end up like gravitating towards, but we'll see how these things go. But essentially what's happening is we're not going to be as tanky in PA. We're not going to have a bunch of additive like damage reduction effects just add together. They're going to multiply, which is going to lead to us not being as tanky. But then the thing that we can dip into is what they mentioned. They changed the calculation to where damage resistance is more important in their calculation. So what I kind of foresee happening if these changes, and I haven't played the PTS at all, but this would be my prediction. Like right now, we're using things like Union and stuff like that. What could end up happening, since they're increasing poison resistance and stuff like that, we probably will move away, if you're a power armor user, we'll move away from Union. We'll end up going Vulcan, because Vulcan has the highest damage resistance values, and we'll use that, and we may use some effects to, we still will use some like damage decreasing effects like Lucid or Mutants in this case, because Overeaters is just nerfed. We'll use those effects to help the tankiness a little bit, but then we're just going to get our poison resistance probably on the second star of our gear is pretty much where this is going, and we're going to have a ton of damage resistance off Vulcan and like use an Ironclad to like make up for what we potentially could be losing. And I'd have to look at the equations again to see if this leads to actually us being tankier or if it's just like a wash. But yeah, I would say the direction what's going to happen is it's probably going to move me away from Union to Vulcan, because if I can get poison resistance easier, then I don't really need Union for that. But we'll see, because I can get Vulcan well over 1,000 damage resistance without trying, so we'll see how that plays out. But that would be my prediction of how it's kind of moving in that direction. They want regular armor to be a lot more attractive to use. We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. But I think they're trying to make PA not as absurdly tanky in comparison to the non-PA variants. So yeah, that is all the armor changes that they're doing. You got what? Creatures and enemies. Some stronger enemies' outgoing damage has been reduced. Raid bosses, etc. Oh, okay. I get why they're doing this. So this kind of leads me to believe that yes, we are overall not going to be as tanky. If they're going to be adjusting the damage of raid bosses, that's probably what happened. It probably does not make us as tanky anymore. So that's probably why they made that adjustment right there.
For sure.
Some enemies' poison, fire, and cryo damage has been increased a bit to account for players having much easier access to those resistances. Okay, so pretty much what I just said is kind of where the game's heading in. Okay, gotcha. So it might be worth to run. I'll be curious, but what may shake down, and if you have anyone that knows Elementalist, I'd probably get your hands on Elementalist, uh, just like a set of 5 of it, just in case, because that might be the one that we gravitate towards. Because imagine having Vulcan armor, and then your Vulcan armor has 150 elemental resistance of each element. Like that's probably a good tank setup for anybody. So that's cool. The one thing I will criticize them though, I feel like they forgot about Aegis here. I don't know about you, Glass, but if you're increasing the values of all these elemental resistances and then you didn't increase the value of Aegis, Aegis as a 4-star kind of seems worse now to me. Because then like a 2-star legendary effect is doing more than Aegis. So I feel like they kind of maybe they'll add it later, but I feel like they missed Aegis here. The 4-star effect. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. I guess we'll head into weapons. You got cursed weapons can now be modified, all of them, not just like the elders and stuff, like all of them, even the pickaxe from Earl or the harpoon gun.
Oh, neat.
Those are all gonna get. You can be able to modify those. I don't know why they just said, okay, so the plasma caster is getting new mods. Okay, so the plasma caster is gonna. Okay, this is. I recently messed with the plasma caster, so I'm actually fairly familiar with this. This is pretty. Maybe I am a Bethesda dev, aren't I? I am not escaping these allegations. But the new mod short scope, that's actually important that they're putting in the scope. You got to keep in mind you still have that perception perk that increases weak point damage while you're aiming through a scope. So that's going to give the plasma caster access to that perk as a potential build route. They're going to have a splitter barrel. Okay, this may be really interesting. Splitter barrel, if it's anything like other splitter barrels, it can be like a shotgun type deal with the plasma caster.
Hey, King Shot, GG.
And why that can be very important is because if it fires 6 projectiles in a single shot, it might be able to stack Bullet Storm now.
Yeah,
so
that
true. Might be a whole build.
It needs it.
And I would imagine if you're doing an ADS build for this thing, I can imagine you could do like a funny like scope with the splitter barrel to get the most damage on like just the Eno 6. But I imagine the VATS is still going to be king here. Then the plasma caster is going to have an automatic barrel.
Oh, neat! That's awesome.
So
that's huge.
It's going to have an automatic barrel.
New heavy gun.
To a splitter barrel. That is going to make it where it can actually stack Bulletstorm. So we in our tier list, I remember us saying that it just wasn't very good at it. This will probably make it a lot better at stacking Bulletstorm.
This is a big deal.
So that's really cool. And then we got the burning receiver, so I'm sure that's just going to add flame damage to it. We'll see how that performs.
Plasma. I'm so excited about this. I'm sorry, but the plasma caster is so cool in my opinion. It's been in the game for a long time, and I mean, I don't use it because it's a single shot.
You know, just for like I was telling you how like I was shocked how good it was when we were doing the tier list.
It might become the new God Plasma. I wonder if the barrel will look any different with it being automatic.
Sure. Yeah, it'd be funny if it kind of like has like a
rotating minigun barrel that's like 3 of the plasma.
I would love it if it didn't have any spin up, right? Like, what if it was just automatic with no spin up?
That would be so neat. Like a 50 cal.
Exactly.
Like a plasma powered 50 cal. That would be insane. It would actually probably become my new favorite weapon. That has access
to a splitter barrel. So that could be really cool. Now this barrel, I have to admit, this is the barrel that I will be using and abusing, is the sniper barrel. So it's been redesigned to deal far more damage at the cost of spending more ammo per shot.
Morning calls.
I will probably be abusing this one.
This is funny. Someone in the chat, Morning Calls 4, says Plasma Caster is nice too because it doesn't take up half your screen when holding it. It's so true. The
That's
gap
true.
pause is massive, especially when it spins up and it like extends and opens its fins.
Oh yeah,
It's like 80% of the screen is just gap plas.
Oh, and then they got the long barrel, which is going to add radiation damage to the plasma caster. And then added new legendary effects to some unique weapons. This does not affect existing items. Interesting. Okay. Oh, okay. So then they list them off here. So like civil unrest, they're adding a whole bunch of like effects to it. So like you get assassins, inertial, swift, and then increased. It's got a unique effect where it increases unique AP bonus from 10 to 50. Okay. Perfect Storm, quad, Hitman's Nimble, yeah, Black Diamond, anti-armor, riposting, and then some strength with bonus cryo damage. Yet All Rise, this will be arriving in the next major patch, which is currently scheduled to arrive in January. Add the Juggernauts.
Oh wow.
And
Next
steady
month.
legendary mods.
We can expect this patch next month?
That's what. Well, they're saying this change specifically is going to be
They're
arriving
All
in
Rise.
January.
Okay. I was like, oh
So,
my god. All build
I don't know
guides
about this
canceled. Like,
increase the unique effect from 10 to 50 HP for the All Rise. So the All Rise will be getting these adjustments. Gameplay, we increased the movement speed cap from 120 to 150. Oh my god. What this means is you're no longer going to hit speed cap just from Speed Demon. You can now actually invest in some other additional speed to things, and it will actually make you run faster. I feel like there shouldn't be any speed cap, Bethesda. Let me equip all the speed cards and effects that I could possibly want in armor, and let me be Flash. just let it happen.
someone
Let
says
me
I
just
saw.
Zoom.
I saw someone said I saw it only holds 30 rounds. If they mean the plasma caster, do you know if that was with quad? Because we tend to run quad around here when we run into problems like that.
Yeah, I think like if it's 30 rounds, I don't know if that's with quad. Hold on. Actually, you know what? I'm in the game right now, and I have a plasma cache. Let me look at it, and I'm pretty
just
sure I made
curious.
it quad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I made it quad.
I'm wondering
Let me
what
take a
the
look
what quad is on a like what your magazine capacity is on a quad plasma
Magazine
caster.
capacity on a quad is 80.
Oh, it's not terrible. I mean, it's not as good as I was hoping, but
Yeah, but you gotta think. If it's doing splitter, splitter's gonna be at least 6 projectiles, right? So for something like Bulletstorm, where every single shot you fire, it's gonna be 6 stacks towards the Bulletstorm, it's gonna be able to stack it really fast. I guess depending on the fire rate. But this is a pretty big win for the Plasma Caster. It's gonna get a lot better.
I'm excited about it. I can't wait to check it out on PTS.
Yep, this is gonna be I imagine this is actually gonna boost this weapon quite a bit because having access to like more versatility and more build diversity is gonna have some like really fun.
By the way, if you made it this far into the live stream, I want to thank you and show you a quick Discord link in the description if you want to check it out. If you want to find a community to play with, we have members on every platform. So it's free to join. You don't need the GLASSGANG membership to join. But if you do join as a GLASSGANG current membership member, then you will have the blue membership role in our Discord. GG.
And then they're changing the default amount of damage reduction when blocking attacks has been reduced from 100 to 60. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I blocked all the damage, but they're not going to have that be the mechanic anymore. You're going to have effects that do auto blocking for you. So it'll be interesting to see how these builds turn out. Like I might experiment with it a little bit. I just feel like it might be a little clunky. But I could imagine doing something like reflective and stuff like that on the armor to just like be like constantly like redirecting damage back at the thing that's hitting you. So it could be just like a fun build. So then we got ultra genetic mole miner stalkers now deal a significant amount of physical damage and inflict a deadly bleed instead of dealing a killing blow.
Wait, what? Read that
Rejoice.
again?
The Ultra Deck Mold Miner Stalkers now deal a significant amount of damage, a physical damage, and inflict a deadly bleed instead of dealing a killing blow.
It's beautiful. I can't believe it.
And no longer get one shot by them. Well, they may still one shot you if you're not ready. I'm sure they still hit really hard. You probably have to like stim yourself or something to like heal past it. But once again, this is just an advantage for the ghoul because a ghoul has 2 health bars.
True. Oh wow.
So
we are so endgame as a ghoul.
As ghouls, like the Lucid effect did not get nerfed. The Overeater's effect got nerfed.
No more one-shot mole miners, though. I'll so take a 2% damage nerf, reduction nerf off Overeaters. Yo, I'll so take that.
Same here, even though we're ghouls.
Yeah, well, we'll be fine. Okay. I think the big thing is like we prayed for times like this. Someone said in the chat. We actually did. Like, how many streams have we had where we absolutely get wrecked? One happened recently at stage 2. Like, stage 2 is way too tough because of the one-shotting mole miners. Like, they creep up on you. They run fast. They slam you out of nowhere.
Sometimes they just ignore the rules and just run in the room and snatch your soul.
Yeah, that's true. They cross the line. Like, they have no chill. They don't follow the rules. We
like,
prayed for times like this.
Who decided that? And you're
That's
like,
so funny. Shout out to EVRG. Oh, that's so funny.
And then we got players have 90% damage reduction against their own attacks. Boy, do you wish this was around when legacies were a thing.
Yo, that's so true.
Oh, yeah, that's... They arranged the armors in light, sturdy, and heavy categories. Rearranged them. Unique effects of an item now take priority over the 1-star effect in the Pip-Boy. So, like, the naming convention, essentially.
I guess I'm gonna check out PTS tonight.
Yeah, the plasma cache looks like I have so, like, if you want, like, me to throw ideas at you of, like, how I would mess with the plasma caster to make it do a lot of damage, I can totally give you a ton
join
of
the
ideas.
stream if you want. Join the stream, join the I'll invite you on because I'll be streaming it. I'll go check out the PTS and put together a plasma caster and see what's going on with it.
Yeah.
Hopefully I have it unlocked. I don't know if I do.
Yeah, that's
on my PTS character.
I don't know the values of everything, so I'm not gonna say it's gonna, just inherently be better, but just getting those modifications is going to give it more versatility into picking up things into like Bullet Storm, which is huge for like any weapon. If you have any weapon that can dip into Bullet Storm efficiently, you're going to get 180% additive bonus. That is massive. The Plasma Caster did not have access to that before, so this is just a huge win for the weapon.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed about its low magazine capacity, but it's... I mean, the problem is other heavy guns, lots of other heavy guns have a lot more rounds in it without quad. But the Pepper Shaker and the Plasma Caster both have very small magazine capacity. Like for a heavy gun.
Yeah, definitely for a heavy gun. And I think given some time with the Plasma Caster, because like right now, currently in the live game, I can get the Plasma Caster to Soul the Snake in 1:20. I would imagine that the best setup for the build overall is still going to be a VAT setup with like the sniper barrel, but there may be an argument for the splitter barrel. It just depends on what stats it's going to increase or decrease. But the Plasma Caster with a barrel that does like significantly more damage on a shot. I mean, I was already able to get it to crit for like 20k currently. You give me more modifications, I imagine I'm going to be able to get it to hit really, really hard. And if it doesn't affect the fire rate, it's I imagine we're going to get close to like a minute time with like the plasma caster on like the snake. And with splitter barrel and like a scope, I'm sure I could make a build that could one phase Eno 6 very easily. It was already one phase Eno 6 currently. So
And overall, I mean, these changes, like a lot of them, there's a lot of changes, but a lot of them are really just making the overall game and user experience easier by the looks of it. Like, yeah, Overeaters is taking a nerf, and Eviction Notice is not taking a nerf, but everything else appears to be just quality of life and the game getting easier. Like, there's more legendaries everywhere. They reduce the time overall of the events. They reduce the damage that the raid bosses and endgame bosses do.
If only everyone had followed the Glass Gang, they would have been totally safe from any of these nerfs. You know?
Just become a ghoul?
The ghoul, the pepper shaker.
It's nerf proof.
Yeah, we're like living the Elder's Mark. Like, we're living the dream over here. We got like every update.
We did take a serious nerf though. Like the Gaplas was leading the channel, and then just took a hard straight down. Like it went, like if you look at stocks, like it did that thing where stocks do it, where they just go straight down. The Gaplas hit that and went 90 degrees south.
But look what rose from the ashes. You know, this nice little thing that also shoots plasma. And then you got this other thing that shoots plasma. I mean, what else could you ask for?
It's true.
Yeah, it's I'm really enjoying that PTS. A lot of those like unique armor effects. I'm a little curious at what they mean by those, and if like those the unique effects can be like changed. You know, but maybe they can't be. It would be awesome, especially that like reflecting one. If we could, as regular armor, be able to modify it to the legendary effects that we want. Be really awesome, but we'll see. I just think overall they're making non-PA a lot better. They want to bring PA
Good.
more
I
in
love
line.
non-PA playstyle. It's so much more freeing, I feel.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but I really do think like it's just gonna shift from like, because like right now we're using Union to get the poison resistance. It sounds like we're probably just gonna shift to Vulcan and use you know, all elemental resistances, elementalists. That's the one I'm looking for, to just tank everything else. So get your Vulcan armor sets ready, because I feel like that's
Get
where
them
it's gonna be
ready.
going.
Yeah, stock up on some mods. Which ones again? Hang on a second. Mutants? Yeah, mutants mods.
Mutants is gonna get better, I would say. For the
Aristocrats
new one,
2 seems fun.
Yep, I would definitely on the new one get Elementalist. Elementalist is gonna be something I would imagine that's gonna. They're making it where elemental damage from enemies that do elemental attacks is gonna do more damage. So I think we're going to be in a situation where we're going to want actual elemental resistances on the build. And we can get that on the second star effect of our builds currently. So we'll be, no matter what changes they're making, we can easily adapt. So we got it.
Yeah, well that's exciting. I think these changes are exciting. They're not too crazy. There's a lot of good, actually. Like the nerf to the Ultra Genetic Mole Miner is a huge win, I think. Huge win. Because Stage 2 was the make it or break it stage. Like, it would end teams there. Teams fall apart at Stage 2. Especially teams with randoms. It's really hard to even do just a stream, like a stream with randoms, because of how difficult that part of the stage is of the raid, and you end up just people dying a lot because you get one-shotted, which doesn't make any sense. You're this super OP legendary player, endgame player, and a mole miner can one-shot you. I never thought it made sense at all. With everything that's in the game, a mole miner one-shots you. It was clearly the endgame boss. So I'm pretty happy about this. I think some of these changes are, you know, expected, like Overeater's getting nerfed. It's been the meta for a long time. And there's some good to look forward to for sure. There's a lot of good to look forward to. I'm going to get on PTS though, like right after this, and check some things out. And I might fire up a stream later if I like what I see. If I think there's things worth checking out on stream, I'll fire up a stream and I'll invite you, Orange.
All right.
But that's going to be it for tonight, or for today, kids and kidults and everyone who likes to play the game of all ages. I'm Miss Glass. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you in the next one. GG! Say bye, Orange.
Bye, GG. Have a terrific day, everyone.
I want to give a massive thank you and shout out to the Glass Gang who support the channel, and for 1 year of the Glass Gaming channel and 1 year of Glass Gang. GG everyone, thank you so much for being here and showing your love and support on my uploads and live streams. It's been a very rewarding year for me and for my growth with the channel, and it's all thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for that. I left our Glass Gang link in the description if you want to find a community to play with and join the official Glass Gang. There's no obligation to join the official Glass Gang to join our Discord. Both links are in the description below.